So this is another video. I call this video series Nuclear October 2025, which is now, we are in October of 2025. So I do videos where I report on this writing on the wall, so to say. Where I look into the symbology and so on the world stage, and in this case it is another video of geopolitics, the world stage, what is happening. And first of all, the last few days there has been top news about the former Prime Minister of Kenya passing away. There have been some circumstances around this, like, for example, chaos in Kenya from the mourning of citizens, right? And they are, or people, right? So people are mourning him, and while doing that, the Kenyan government or whatever is trying to remove that, and so they had some tear gas into the crowd. There are 4 dead according to The Guardian, and so what about Odinga? Like, what about Raila Odinga? What about him? You know, why? Like, as I argue here, because I'm talking about Nuclear October 2025, which is some sort of writing on the wall that I see going on here. And, well, he was a proponent of global nuclear energy. He was hugely positive, and he was just speaking about this on June 27th, 26th, something like that, around that time, 2025. And so he's like a major influence when it comes to nuclear energy, nuclear power. If you look, as you can see here, there are articles about Gaza. How does it look? Well, The Guardian describes it, or there is some kind of quotation here, like it, like a nuclear bomb. Oh, what an interesting choice of words, because it looks like that, right? And so these keywords keep popping up now in the top news. Meanwhile, you see the sanctions of Iran, and they just today said that they are no longer bound by nuclear deal limits, and they are officially ending all agreements. And what this means is that they are going to do things however they choose, however they want. And so this is something that many countries have been outspoken about, as most of you know that there are many officially elected world leaders, politicians, and so on, that have been outspoken about this, that saying, I don't know, remember who, but there's a lot of influential elected people saying that we cannot allow Iran, blah, 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 you know. And so with all of this, I'm telling you, what all of these things have in common is that they are in the top news. Prime Minister of Kenya just happens to pass away. Where did he pass away? Well, he was in India. What happened in India? Well, this, what was it called? Operation Sindoor on Pakistan ended with some sort of activity on a nuclear facility in Pakistan called Kirana. Yeah. So there came some leak in Kirana in Pakistan. And you know, that's the last thing in the Pakistan India conflict. And then, if you remember, Trump had this opinion that he ended it with some agreement there. Yeah. So this is what we see going on. This is the top news, and there is a theme. And I've been talking about this for a long time. I've been making art. Like, what is my channel about? I make drawings, and then the drawings, I show evidence of how it comes true. This is what I do on my channel. I like to do like this because I want to do something original that is hard to mimic. It's really hard to mimic what I do here. Whatever, guys. I'm happy to be able to do something that is really hard to be copied. I'm happy to do that. Okay. Anyhow, now we're here. Look at the world stage. Look what's happening, and you realize, yeah, there's something going on. Let me remind you also of the previous, like some of the previous content that I did about October of 2025. And I mentioned Ukraine and the largest nuclear power plant in all of Europe in Ukraine is in a state of blackout. And this blackout is made in a sort of tactical act of war by Russia, according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Ukraine. So, yeah, these are news that have come in. And then you had, remember back, the explosion in Tennessee. What about Tennessee? Well, Tennessee has the largest single what was it called? Single reactor, nuclear reactor in all of US, and Tennessee has the largest government-owned nuclear what was it called? Oh, I have it full somewhere. You just have to look it up. So yeah, Tennessee is really big when it comes to nuclear energy. And about 2 weeks before this big explosion in Tennessee, which became the top news, you had the demolition of a nuclear tower in Tennessee, a huge nuclear tower. And what I say is that this is indicative of the theme. It is indicative of the writing on the wall. And what I'm doing here is super how do you say? I'm being ruthless here because it's not only about geopolitics. It's not only about rational logic and things like that, but it's also an artistic expression by me that I did two drawings that have a link that that expresses this tension. Yes, my two latest drawings. One was called Hammering Darkness, which I showed had a connection to Midnight Hammer. So I made a drawing entirely inspired by entirely from this etheric inspiration, you know, my Hammering Darkness. And then later I made my rational analysis of the world stage, and I realized that this is indeed interconnected to the Midnight Hammer operation performed by US in cooperation with Qatar. It's no joke. You can look back on my other stuff. It's serious, okay? Then I did a second drawing here as an expression of this this sort of artistic way that reality is based on. You have to imagine here that beneath the hood of all of the mechanics, of all the cogs, there is always a soul. This soul, I mean, there's always a soul being held within something. A soul is always at the core. And what I do here is that we're looking at the world stage here together. I am tapping into something here. I am expressing that via art, the soulfulness. And yes, it is horrific, scary, and all of that. But the soul is of the nature of chaos a bit. Not only a bit, it is this infinity, you know, the soul. I mean, you could see the chaos as some kind of infinity. The infinity needs to be held within this shell of the machine, you know. There's always something. I mean, the soul wants to exist inside some kind of limitation, a shell, a body, a thing, something. So I'm tapping into this, and I am of the opinion that everything has a soul. I mean, I am of that opinion. So the soul is a thing that possesses all of reality, everything, and it is a soul is something that likes to hide inside something, you know, like for example, a tiny seed growing into a tree. Well, what do you have in a seed? In a seed, you have the infinity, the chaos, being enjoying to be in that little seed, and then growing up how do you say, just having the will to grow through the soil. You have to imagine how this works, okay? The seed grows through the soil, and it is strong, it is hopeful, it is impregnated by God itself. Okay, so it has this will to just live. That is the seed. The seed is amazing. Okay, a seed growing from soil, the darkness, dirt, it grows up to something amazing. This is in everything. And so in the world stage, you have the soul, you have something that I'm engaging with here, and we see what that means. We see what it means. We saw, for example, the Secretary of War, as I showed in another video. He was in this airplane. Wait, where did I put that? I mean, it's some videos back, and you saw my drawing connected to that. Anyhow, I have to end now. There is a lot of things going on here. So that's it. Nuclear October 2025. See you.